Neither the Ford Raptor nor the Ram TRX want you to see this, to see the 10 reasons why. This General Motors Company's Sierra AT4X version could be the most serious extreme pickup truck in the segment. The General Motors Company Sierra has a front detail that Ford and Ram don't offer, and when you see it, you'll understand why this pickup truck plays in another league. I'll tell you now, there's a hidden trick or detail inside you'd never expect. A pickup truck built for mud and tackling rocky terrain. And there's a feature that you activate from the inside that completely changes the rules of the game. And Ford and Ram simply don't have it. And behind these tires, there's a system that only appears in truly extreme pickups. All this and more with the General Motors Company Sierra AT4X American Expedition Vehicle Edition. Welcome. And we're going to start with the first reason why this General Motors Company Sierra AT4X version stands out. And obviously the presence of American Expedition Vehicle, which gives it, first of all, a steel front bumper, ready to install a winch. This comes ready from the factory. No extra construction or aftermarket modification needed, something that neither Ford nor Ram offers you directly. And obviously, the rear bumper is also made of the same material. Reason 2 is the angle, which is crucial for off-road practice and American Expedition Vehicle. With this package, it increases the height by 27% compared to the regular General Motors Company Sierra. That gives it a ground clearance of 11.2 inches. And reason number 3, I'll preview that this video includes a test drive, engine specs, and interesting facts. But first, here are the 10 reasons. Number 3 is activated from the inside, and it's a function you turn on with this button. Electronic locker for the front and rear differential. The approach angle is the approach angle. It's the approach angle of... The approach angle. The approach angle, the angle, the approach angle is the angle of. The angle. The angle is the approach angle. The approach angle. Approach angle. The approach angle is the angle. The approach angle. Do you already know? Exclusive tests, events, previews, rankings, and reviews. Welcome to the Freedy Car Power 360 community. Stay tuned for consistent content. Reason number 4 is right here behind these tires. And obviously we're talking about the suspension, because you really need to have a suspension with a special calibration to be able to take it in and dominate with everything there in off-road conditions. This one has a multi-matic dynamic suspension spool, valve suspension with a 2-inch lift. This comes from the factory, so the truck is already ready for tough terrain without needing any aftermarket kit. And for reason number 5, and I don't know if I'm cutting my head off in this shot or not, but I have to tell you about the boron steel skid plates, like a tank. The American Expedition Vehicle. American Expedition Vehicle package adds several boron steel plates that protect the chassis, transfer case, fuel tank, and differentials. This is designed so you can hit rocks without crying over the oil pan. Reason 6. It's in the rims and tires. Why? The American Expedition Vehicle Edition features exclusive 18-inch rims, shown here with a stylish black design and tires. These are Goodyear Wrangler Territory Mud Terrain, 33-inch tires, all of this from the factory. And obviously, from the texture, you can see that this is ready to tackle the mud. And I'll give you reason number 7 while driving, because it's the off-road capability it has. What about off-roading? The terrain is good, but this isn't really an off-road test. I've entered a small, unpaved area of the Everglades, and you won't have any problems here. Definitely. Because you have all the tools imaginable to do good off-roading without any problems. You have the lockers, you have the tires, you have the suspension. It absorbs bumps. Here you have everything, plus the electronic lockers. Well, you really won't have any problems. You have a lot of tools at your disposal. Other trucks won't be able to withstand or handle as much. Because of all the features it has for off-road, it's really great. Reason number 8 is the towing capacity. This one pulls a lot more than the muscle trucks you know. The AT4X AEV is slightly lighter than a regular AT4X, but it's still about 8,700 pounds. Still higher than some sporty competitors like the Raptor or TRX. And number 9 couldn't be anything other than this. Is this engine a V8 or a V8? When many trucks are already switching to 6 cylinders, they're removing the 8-cylinder engine from their lineup. This one keeps the V8. Does it have what it takes to keep it? The General Motors Company Sierra 1500 AT4X has a 6.2-liter V8 gasoline engine with no electrification. The Icotec 3 has a power output of 420 horsepower, and the torque is about 460 pound-feet. Engine: a 10-speed automatic transmission. The drive system, as you know, is a 4x4 with a 2-speed transfer case and dedicated off-road driving modes. And reason number 10 is how balanced and stable it is, despite having all these all-terrain textured tires. How does it feel in everyday use? That's reason number 10, but you'll need to drive it to find out. How does it feel? Well, like a big horse, because it's tall, it's big, you kind of feel like you dominate the road. It's a tremendous beast. What you're driving here, the suspension tends to be firm, and now we're going to see as we get onto a highway. When you drive it in normal mode, let's say, you can have a driving experience with good, pleasant ride quality. But when I change it, let's switch it here to sport mode, now we're getting on the highway, and in sport mode, of course, it hooks up. It has a good punch, a good burst of acceleration, and overtaking, like I'm overtaking other vehicles right now, is no problem at all. The tires on this SUV do generate some noise that you can notice here inside, but not to the point of being annoying. Good power. Like I said, and overall it's not uncomfortable. Even though the suspension is a bit on the firm side, it can easily be your everyday SUV. How does the engine respond? Well, I think I already mentioned it, but look. Here I accelerate and the response is really good. It has a nice punch. It's the 6.2-liter V8. As usual, I like it overall. How is that acceleration response? It's not as refined as driving a Denali, like a Sierra Denali, or a Ram 1500 on the highway, but it's not brutal or uncomfortable. No, it's not uncomfortable. We keep going and taking turns, and despite the body and how heavy this truck is, the body doesn't fall apart. Honestly, no, you have good visibility. You also have your mirror, which is a camera with a rear view mirror, and you can set it to mirror mode. If you have problems with visibility, the camera will pick up all the angles excellently, so there are practically no blind spots. And obviously, with your side mirrors, you have a good field of visibility, and the driving position is also comfortable. That's why I'm saying you can use the truck for anything. Taking the kids to school, going to work, or whatever you need. This is the truck you need to get to the farm. Is he really a serious candidate? If you're going to compare him, let's say, because of course you can't compare apples to apples and pears to pears. If you're talking about a Raptor R with those 720 horsepower, the Ram TRX with 702 horsepower is more for drag racing in a straight line. The most complete truck is the General Motors Company Sierra AT4X plus an extra, number 11 also, an AT4X. Here you have a very high-tech interior. Really, very, very nice. Even though, of course, both the Ram TRX and the Ford Raptor have greatly improved their interiors. This, well, is the General Motors Company Sierra, and General Motors Company has been known for offering very high-tech screen interfaces. Check out the cameras featuring stunning definition. There you have different angles. You can see what's happening in the back with the bed. Well, you have all those angles. Look, there's the bed. Perfect definition. In addition to Google integration, well, you can integrate the Play Store, you can download your apps, Apple CarPlay, all of that, the music integration, the apps for towing, you have all of that here, and it's a pleasure to navigate through that whole interface. The instrument panel is simple and straightforward, even though it's fully digital. You have the information you need. The steering stays the same for 2026, but you do have your rear-view mirror. This also comes as a carryover from the previous one, and a regular-sized sunroof. In addition to the rear space, with good comfort and good legroom, there you have some additional compartments on the backrests of the rear seats and the small window that you can operate from here, from the interior cabin. Here you have the integration of American Expedition vehicle emblems and the Buffalo, which looks really good with the AT4X emblems. And the seat texture. I like the composition, it looks great, and so do all the spaces here. Wireless charging. This is really the same as what the General Motors Company Sierra has traditionally offered, with its wireless charging for your phone. And look, the size of these speakers is impressive. Look at all this from the Bose brand, and it sounds spectacular. Here's a detail. I don't remember how the Ram, the TRX, and the Raptor are configured, but this one has the double glove compartment. You have one here and another one here. Well, do you guys remember if you have this or not? I don't remember if you have it, and if you don't, well, a point. A plus for the General Motors Company Sierra AT4X. And don't think I had forgotten. I'm going to give you an extra reason, which is one of the most important, and it's this. The Multi-Pro Tailgate, with 6 different positions, and with the integration in this AT4X edition also, just like the Denali has, if I remember correctly, the kicker sound system here in the tailgate. This is one of the most phenomenal pickup truck tailgates out there, and you can set it up, like I said, in different ways, and there you have it. This multifunction tailgate isn't available on the Ford Raptor, Ram TRX Tundra, Silverado, or similar trucks. None of those have a tailgate as functional, complete, and with integrated sound like the General Motors Company Sierra AT4X does. Alright, there you have it. The General Motors Company Sierra AT4X. Is it the American Expedition Vehicle version or edition? You need to study to learn the name. American Expedition Vehicle, 2026. What do you think? Do you like this option more than a Ford Raptor or a Ram TRX? Maybe the Tundra Toyota Racing Development? There are several, but this one is special, and I know you like it a lot because you've stayed until the end of this. Your opinion there, in the comments section. Which one do you like more? If you have the $90,000, there's the budget. Which one would you buy? What did you like most about those 10 reasons and the extra I included in this video? I look forward to your comment, and we'll see you in the next video. Remember, I'm leaving a linked video here that's also really good. Don't miss it, and take a look at the description. I also have some very important information there. A big hug. Bye.